Hi guys, welcome to today's video. For those who haven't met me yet, my name is Jessica Johnson and I own a content agency and have built a profitable freelance business that hit multi-six figures in the first year. And I now get the privilege of mentoring writers on helping them build their own profitable freelance businesses with more location and schedule freedom and fulfillment. So I'm here to share with you a few things that I wish I would have done from the start along my copywriting journey, okay? Because from building an agency and having left corporate and scaling my hours and my income, the truth is, like, you learn things along the way, right? And there are some things that could have made my journey so much simpler from the start and really helped the business grow a little bit more efficiently. So I'm going to share what those things are in the hopes that they help support you as well, all right? And the first one is so simple, and that is, as you start getting your first clients and projects, save that work somewhere. So right now, go set a calendar reminder on your schedule or however you like to keep track of your hours, and just make this recurring weekly or monthly at the very least reminder that tells you to go and save the projects that you've been working on. I wish I would have done this from the start because I learned a few months in, right, that I should probably keep track of things and add them to my portfolio. But once your work starts to really pick up, you'd be surprised how easy it is to lose track of the little things that you worked on here and there. So by saving the work from the get-go, you can add things to your portfolio more efficiently. You can even set a reminder for that once every month or so to update your portfolio or your website. You can have this library of references and work to show to clients when they ask to see work samples. And you'll just find that you start to forget little industries that you've worked on or clients that you've worked with. And so having that work categorized and organized from the start really makes it easy to reference it later. Obviously, you can always go back and search your emails and your Google Docs and Word files and see things that you've worked on. And that's what I ended up doing at one point, just to get caught up and get it all in one place. But had I just made that a recurring part of my schedule, I feel like I would have saved myself a lot of time and a headache going and searching and spending time on things when it could have been all in one place from the start. Okay, so things you learn, little efficiencies that I try and share with you to hopefully save you the time and help your business grow more quickly. The second thing that I would have done, and this is more of a business strategic thing that I think can really support you, is moving clients whenever it makes sense from one-off projects to a recurring retainer. All right. And so what that looks like is, if you have a client who has a few hours of work here and there, but you can't really count on it, that's really hard to scale your business from there, right? Because you never know how much time to really reserve. You never know if the work is coming or not. And so what I would have done, and where I really started to see things click with my business a lot more quickly and also just give me a lot more peace of mind, was shifting those client partnerships into a recurring basis. And so it looks like for that one-off client or client who has a few hours of work every once in a while, just letting them know that going forward, you'll be working with clients that have a certain minimum of hours, whatever feels good for you, and would love to support them in that partnership if it makes sense for them. Of course, you can hop on the phone and discuss it further, right? Like, you don't want to be forcing anyone into anything. You want it to feel good for both parties. But you can even suggest ways that they might reach that hourly benchmark, right? Like, if you've only been writing blog posts, maybe the client could get there more easily if you also promoted those blog posts through emails, or maybe took off some of the publishing, right, from their plate. And there's just so many ways to make that arrangement feel good to both pieces and take content off of their plate and off of their to-do list, and then also help support your business and knowing where your work is coming from and when. And that's something that I think is a really smart strategic move that can help you start to build that client snowball, right? Where you know that if you have 10 hours from that client and you get another client that moves to a 10-hour basis, all of a sudden you are chipping away at your weekly workload and you only need a few more clients to hit 40 hours a week. All right. So that was a really big shift that made a big difference for me, and is something that I mentor writers on a lot in my program, Content Business Blueprint, how to do not only the writing and strategy side, but also that business side and growth side that can just little tricks like that can make you accelerate your results so much more quickly, right? So that was another big one. Another thing that I would have done, and this is kind of on that similar thread, but I would have looked for opportunities to help clients get more content off of their to-do list, right? So I kind of alluded to that with this last one, but the difference is instead of just, sharing with clients that you will be working on this recurring basis and you can, take on 10 hours of work a week for them or whatever it may be, maybe per month. Instead, start to look for opportunities proactively to help your clients more. So for me, what I did in the beginning is I kind of just took whatever work came to me, and I wasn't looking for opportunities to say, hey, if I'm writing this, maybe you would want help publishing it. If I'm writing this longer form of content, maybe you'd want help writing social media posts to promote it, right? If I'm hearing about these amazing client results, maybe you'd like help writing a case study, and being so proactive in taking on more and more work for these clients, right? Because then it helps them where they are freed up and they are able to give content to you, but they're not having to do the hard work of figuring that out themselves, right? Because everyone's busy, everyone has a million things going on. And so they're not going to necessarily be stopping to pause for opportunities to give work away or to see opportunities that are outside of the things that they're focused on day to day, right? But you can. And so if you start to get to know a client really well, just always be looking for opportunities that could support their business and yours. It could also mean something like, if you know their business goals to bring in more leads, right? Like get more people on their email list, maybe you suggest writing an opt-in for them, right? Or an ebook or a guide or a checklist. And that could be a big project for you, but it's going to help them achieve their business goals as well. And for them, then it's a no-brainer, right? If you're helping them bring in 200 more leads a week, those leads eventually turn into customers. And so it just makes so much sense from a business perspective to then hire a content writer and to see your value. And it also helps you with future prospective clients to say, created an opt-in that brought in thousands of leads for this company, right? So I think the main overarching theme here is you getting more work is really a win-win for everyone, because for a business, it helps take stuff away from them and out of their workload. And then for you shifting that work to your business where you like to write and create the content gives you more hours, which means more income, and it helps you scale to that six-figure or multi-six-figure mark that much more quickly, right? So those are some of the things that I think if I had done earlier could have shifted a lot. My business did grow quickly. However, what I would have wished I would have done, a little recap, is like, one, save that client work from the start, keep track of it, keep it organized. Number two, move one-off clients or those clients that pop in here and there with a little bit of work to a recurring or retainer basis more quickly. Obviously, you don't want to rush clients into this necessarily. And, maybe at first it works to have those one-off projects because they get a chance to, feel out your work. You get a chance to feel out working with them. But when it makes sense, move them to a recurring retainer basis where you both know you can rely on each other month to month. And then three, proactively look for opportunities to scale your hours with your clients, take more stuff off of their workload, and then also add it onto yours so you can increase your hours, your income, and also your impact with that business. I hope these are helpful. I'd love to hear if you have been a copywriter. Do any of these stand out to you? Is there anything else that you would add and contribute to this list? And if you are new to copywriting, then definitely let me know any other questions that you have, and check out the resources below about my program Content Business Blueprint or the free Content Writer Starter Kit if you're looking to just learn more and get started on your journey.